Yeah, it looks good.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, you've been doing the keto thing?
Yeah.
Dude, stick with it. Good.
So,
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 4th episode of A Dollar Bin of Doom.
Where we watch a movie that we paid $1 for and then discuss, was this worth $1?
It's not.
so this week, I picked.
You picked.
I will own this. The Land of College Profits.
I feel like since I brought it in, you were drawn to that.
Yeah.
The first time you saw it.
It looks like a really bad Expendables knockoff. So do you want to read some of the stuff on the back there, Kev?
I mean, no, but I'll do it. Dawn of the Dead meets Mad Max. No! you can just put whatever words you want on a box for a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not contributed to anybody.
It proclaims as the winner of 7 awards from the Bare Bones Film Festival, the New Haven Underground Film Festival, and the New York B-Movie Film Festival.
All events run by the Seymours in their parents' house.
Yeah, for sure.
Seymours being the brothers involved or
That
in charge
made
of
this,
making
yes.
the movie. Okay, read the
Let
back
me
and then we'll
read the
start
box
from the
of the
beginning.
box.
Only
violent
violent
nouns for the love of
children.
children. Narrated by the main character, who is
Yep.
the man that helped film and wrote the film.
And did the music.
And had a character in the movie say that he was the fucking greatest and that his dick was so huge.
He played Tommy. His name is Thomas in real life, so, you know.
And he looked like Tommy from Rugrats. Bald.
So it starts out with this guy dressed as a priest and his best friend who thinks he's so cool. He's carrying him up a hill, and then they both collapse. And then poetry and...
Mortal
quote.
Kombat.
And then Mortal Kombat starts up. Character select screen.
It's so fucking weird.
It's so weird. So we're running through all the characters. So there was Midas. There was Third Reich Jason. Third Reich Jason. I don't know why they call him the Third Reich. There was nothing Nazi.
No.
No, that was just his real life nickname.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Unrelated.
Yeah.
If he was a one of those, we did not see it.
No. He was just a...
I'm going
guy
to eat
that
this
worked at a
mic in
scratch
protest. I hate you right
Tom,
now.
Tom missed it. I feel like this is a movie we don't have to go through chronologically.
No, we
This is
don't.
literally just us naming scenes we liked. With
So I really liked when the rats were exploding.
Is the girl that kept coming to leave.
Yeah.
You got to love a character that enters the scene and is like, bye.
My favorite one was when she emerged out of the bush.
She's like, stop fighting, guys. And they're like, get out of here. And she's like, okay.
like some dirty whore Bigfoot. Like,
Can you just freeze frame on like a dumb picture of you and then dirty whore Bigfoot in quotes?
they
and then-
preached a bunch of bullshit I don't remember because we were talking over
They
it.
said something about cheese not being Jesus, and Jesus is made of red meat, and then they threw blood on people.
There is an evil well. The first act of the movie is basically these two friends live in an apartment. Tommy Pickles is fucking smelly,
smelly. Cold stop.
smelly.
Hard stop.
Yep.
She looked like she fucking stank.
Do you ever have that Nickelodeon magazine that had the scratch and sniff?
Yes.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
you watched the Rugrats episode and scratched and sniffed along? This should have came with that
It should have.
Yeah.
for her dreads.
And it just smells like sewage that's been baking on asphalt.
Skinny chicken fuck boy starts dating Smelly.
No, they had dinner once.
They have dinner.
Yeah, and then they just happen to be at the same bar when they're on a date, and he punches the table down really hard. So they decide to fight in front of Magic Well, and then during the fight, Buffy McRoids walks in.
With a chair.
with a fucking car door.
That man is just so large.
And he's so horse blinders to the fight, he just kind of
Yeah.
walks over to the well to get water.
Yeah.
And that's what poisons him and turns him into Buff Smurf.
And I guess while they're fighting, Tommy Pickles just like curses Chicken Boy.
Which causes all this to happen.
Right. And the well needed that, I guess, to be bad. So like a really bad thing happened next to the well, and the well's like perfect. So they beat each other up, and she dies.
She does die.
And it's not sad.
And she's breathing. You
And
know how
my-
dead people breathe.
And then they're like, oh, we're friends again over narration and poetry. So then we see Tommy working at his job, which is just AV guy.
But the narration makes it seem like he's the guy.
He's
like
the
if he
guy.
needs a fucking CRT, he's got it.
You need a film projector to show a movie? Well, that was my job.
I'm the only one who knows what's down here.
Yeah.
Like the boiler with the cheese in it.
Okay, well, we're not at the cheese boiler yet. And the other guy works at a military-themed chicken restaurant, and that's why he's always
I
wearing...
think it was supposed to be a comedy bait and switch. I think it was. I think it was supposed to be funny.
Every other scene could have the phrase, I think this is supposed to be funny.
The thing that caused me most pain was them trying to be funny or not trying to be funny and it looking like they're trying to be funny. Like I didn't know whether it was a comedy or not.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because everything was shot like a comedy. You know how comedies are all shot like mid-frame,
Kinda wide
where
shots,
like you
everything's
can
lit.
see lit super well.
Nothing's supposed to distract you from the jokes.
Right, exactly. This movie was shot like that, except worse.
But
It
unintentionally.
wasn't just a mid-shot, it was a mid-shot with them jammed over to the left-hand
like
corner of the
the
screen.
2 or 1/5 of the frame, yeah.
Then they start throwing up.
He's throwing up in a toilet at his work, the toilet of which has literally a piece of like rice paper as a wall because his a fellow employee can just hear him throwing up loudly while he's trying to serve customers. But anyway, he's throwing up and then he looks over to his left at the guy urinal that's underneath the like wall, dividing wall, and he just starts peeing on the floor because it's just like pee, blood, and then like a snake fell out of him.
Okay, so what did that scene have to do with anything?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember, and we just watched the movie.
I think that was
don't
this the
know.
catalyst for him to go, dude, he might actually be a teacher. He walks
So
in
unimportant.
with
Well, the only reason that's important is because he loses his job, which again has no consequence to the movie.
but that's when he sees the crabs. That's when he
And the
sees the
cheese.
crabs, and then that's when he lights up the boiler, and then it like hurts his hand, and it's covered in blood, and then he opens it, and there's just a block of cheese.
Which is different than the English muffins he was eating earlier in the scene and
There's
just
just-
spitting them on the floor.
He would take a bite, I think, to intimidate, like the alpha move, the teacher that was in there.
Yeah,
and
and
I was
then
like,
he did later,
hey, can I have a
though.
CRT? And he's like, ow. And it would, like spit out as a show of dominance. Wait,
They just bought bulk
shut up for a
government
sec.
cheese.
So you're telling me that he put a lighter into a boiler and it started on its own and the door opened on its own and he got a brick of cheese the size of his fucking hand, a square, a cube of cheese.
Bigger than the Costco cheese that they
Hold
sell.
on. He threw it away.
He did.
He didn't use it. He's like, magic boiler, out of my hand, cheese. I got fired. I'm throwing this away. So
Then
that
they go back.
boiler,
Pumps
in
out
theory,
cheese.
is just there for cheese.
That's
not
the cheese
how boilers
boiler.
work.
No.
That's how the boiler works at this campus, because if you recall, the campus was built over the remains of the castle. Do you not remember this?
I remember something about building over, and then I was screaming at the top of my lungs, and I missed whatever that
It's
part
a
was.
magical boiler.
So anyway, for whatever reason, they have to plant a tree because that's the good in the world.
I think the person who wrote this movie, they were trying to combine spirituality with like the Christian thing. Mm-hmm. So part of that was like a nature bent, and like you had to plant a tree to counteract the evil.
Yeah, the good in the world versus the
right.
evil.
So,
But the evil is Buff Smurf and,
The evil is-
and an evil water well.
well, the buff Smurf said, "I am the voice" or whatever.
I am the soldier.
whatever. He's the minion of the well. We got that much. They plant a tree
They're
in the
trying to
ground.
plant
They
a
have to
tree.
do it on the campus.
Okay.
Sure.
And everybody is dying on their way there. They pull the tree out of the ground, and it's midnight, and everybody's dead. But then they get to campus, and it's daytime, and people are going to class.
And they haven't showered.
And the security guard's like, yeah, people dying or whatever. Who cares? They plant the tree.
Yes.
They pour a circle around it.
Poor
Right.
circle.
No. That's later. The first time they get beat up by security
Oh,
guards.
earlier. Sorry. Jeez, there's so many tree plantings in this movie.
This is the next day because they go to his wife's house.
Cop's wife's boyfriend's house.
Yes. They go to the
Oh, yeah. Security guards beat him up. Good security guard.
It's like, hey, stop
like,
beating the
"You
shit
guys
out of these people.
Or stinky. And he takes them, brings them into their house, and his wife's like, hello, honey. Me and my boyfriend are going to go see a movie. You can stay here with your bloody guys. Then he patches them up while he's rock hard because he's thinking about his wife fucking a dude in a movie theater.
Then they eat cheese.
No, you idiot. Security guard picks him up and just like throws him in the woods, and then they go back to the well.
Oh yeah, he's like, if you live, you know where to find me.
Right, yeah, he's like, and they're like, ugh. They're like, why did you leave us out here?
Yeah,
Right.
he's like, you
So they
can't
go
stay here. I can barely stay here.
Back to the well.
Literally, go back
Irish
to the
man
well.
flips him onto the ground, and he's like, fuck, and they're like, fuck, and then they leave. And then they're lounging in the woods, twirling each other's hair.
And they read the book in Gaelic.
Yeah.
Which
They couldn't do.
Which they could
but
do.
Irish guy wasn't dead.
Yeah. They go magic cheese boiler.
Yes.
Yes, now we're at
and
Magic
they
Cheese Boiler.
suit up with duct tape and little bits of metal.
And then they go back to the woods and get another tree. Because
Another
apparently
tree.
they fucked up the first time. They get another tree.
They get another
And
tree.
they put some dirt around it.
They put some dirt around it and
Some
bring it back.
all-purpose flour.
So they put it back in the college campus.
And he says, don't step inside the circle. As he's in the circle pouring the...
Right.
Come on, guys.
And then they say like Ready Player One, and like 3 guys show up. First wave.
And then the pink ninjas show up behind
Pink
him.
ninjas show up.
Oh, the dildo ninjas.
Yes.
That's
show
a real
up.
thing. That's not just the thing Sam said to get a laugh.
No.
which-
No, they were.
They had a dildo.
It was
earlier
also,
during the weird, non-funny...
the K sucks, W sucks.
yeah, W sucks. The
News.
the news TV
broadcast.
Yeah, the one that talked about dolphins and machine guns too, because so random.
Lay so random picks up Spork.
They have an epic fight scene, and all looks lost when Buff Smurf shows up. So he starts taking out dudes left and right,
Yep.
and then suddenly Cop shows up wielding 2 batons. That's fine.
I thought that whole scene was bizarre because it was like shot in the middle of just a day.
Yeah.
And you could like see students walking around in the background.
Yeah, that scene should have taken place like at night or something.
Oh, yeah.
A little more dramatic, not just like 11 a.m.
Yeah. Sun like directly overhead. Yeah. It had no.
It had a point though, because they needed to get the tree planted before the sun went down.
Now, see, if they said that before the scene and the scene took place at dusk, you would have added a little more stakes to the fight. Oh, shit, they really got to get this tree planted.
Yeah, but no, because they don't need it planted there. They need to remove it again.
And then take it to the house of the people he tried to trip earlier in the movie, the weird old couple
Yeah,
with
that
the two
they
Boston
pranked.
Terriers.
There was no point of that scene other than be like, we're bad kids. And it shows them like across the street just pulling on a rope and then tripping a person and their dog.
And those were his parents, like the guy who wrote the movie. Those are his folks. He wrote that in just so he could say "fuck you" to his parents.
2 more for champagne.
Fuck off.
They like walk past and punch a hole in.
They did punch a hole in his
And
floor.
then guys stomped a hole in those people's floor and planted a tree in their living room. And they just like newly planted a ficus out in the fucking yard.
That's the best scene where they're like, "Oh, we got to get that fucking tree out of the way. It's blocking the sunlight."
sun, I guess,
The
yeah.
skinniest tree I've ever seen.
So I thought they were talking about the big ass.
That's
one.
what I thought,
was like,
too.
oh, what are they gonna do with that? No, it's the one that's like, you could just push it with a finger over.
And did you remember when he was having a stroke trying to cut
Trying
it
to cut down the fucking tree. He tried once,
And then he just
immediately
like
gave
shoulder
up.
tackles it, and that's his. And the tree doesn't even fucking fall down. He just kind of bends it out of
They
the
cut.
way.
The room gets 3% brighter, and they go, end of the movie.
And then they cut to the bar it all started at.
The doctor's alive,
Doctor's alive.
but Benny Hanna isn't.
Bells is dead.
The security guard got a new job bartending.
Because he was like, someone's got to break up the fights in here. It's like, maybe we should
somebody's
just
got
call
to
the
polish
cops.
everyone off up in here.
Then they talk about like, oh, we didn't actually fix the well. It's still evil. It's still
Yeah, they're
going.
like,
but,
oh,
like,
the body parts it consumed it's going to build into something else.
yeah, it's like, it's coming back, guys. Well, we know Sam's answer, so we'll let
Sam.
Sam go first.
Oh,
Was it worth $1?
I feel like you owe me money. That was one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen in my life.
Yes. Okay, so no from you.
A hard no from you.
I would say you owe me like $5.
Yeah, no, it was not worth $1. I really was coming into it looking forward to it and stuff.
That shocks me because, man, ever since I brought that over, you've been talking about it nonstop. Like,
Yeah,
we should
I was
watch
really
Land of the College
excited for
Prophets.
it. It looked like so bad it was good, but no, it's just really bad.
All right, I have a hard question that I can't figure out in my own brain. I hated turbulence, like a lot.
Yeah, same.
A part of me likes this movie better than Turbulence, and I don't know how to square that circle.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but I also really hated Turbulence.
So I'll feed off of that into this. I'm giving it a check mark.
Okay.
I didn't enjoy it as a movie, but sitting with my friends, watching it, laughing at it, totally worth a buck.
How much money?
There are other bins that are like 2 for $3 or $5. I wouldn't give it $5, but I'd put it in like a 2 for $3.
Okay.
I kind of enjoyed the hell out of the watching experience.
The watching experience was fun.
To me, the watching experience was fucking 2 dirty thumbs up. I fucking loved it. And also, I'll remember so much about this movie. I won't remember anything other than what's his name's weird fucking acting in Turbulence when he just turns on the dime.
Yeah.
That's all I remember about Turbulence. I'm gonna remember like every fucking scene in this movie because it's so goddamn weird.
Like there was nothing
the dildo
about
ninjas, the weird non-Mad Max stuff, Buff Smurf,
that. Buff Smurf was great though. He needs his own series.
Stinky coming out of the bush.
Yeah, like Homer.
There's so much weird stuff. And again, it's all depending on how we judge it. If this was a good movie? No.
No.
I think that's, now that I think about it, like this is better than Turbulence.
Yeah.
And it's better than Double Cross.
Okay.
Fuck.
Well, that's what I'm
I
saying.
wanted to hate it so bad.
No, you can hate this movie. This movie's not
I do hate
good.
it.
But watching it was a great experience. Watching it was worth the $1.
Okay, I'll agree with
It
Kev.
wasn't worth the
Check
$1.
mark.
Did I talk everyone into a check mark?
You talked me into the check mark because it was a lot of fun. I fucking hated Turbulence.
That was
I
a
think,
dollar. That
I
was
think
a dollar's.
Turbulence talked me into this one because Turbulence was shit.
Yeah.
That was a
I don't
dollar's
remember
worth of
what I gave
entertainment.
it.
Yeah,
And it wasn't like Double Cross where there were long bits of just boredom between.
There were little bits in this movie,
but
but
it's like every scene gave you something
Something
to
but
like,
weird
then
to scream
something
about.
nonsensical would happen.
Exactly.
Carried over from the last scene.
Fuck! I hate that I like this movie better than the other shit we've watched.
Yeah.
Well, I think the money grading system is way more interesting than just a check mark. So,
Exactly. Is it a good movie? No.
No.
But this was worth $1 of entertainment.
So you're saying the $1.
100%.
Are you saying the $1?
Yeah.
I'm saying 51 cents. I refuse to give this movie much more than Turbulence, but I definitely think it's more. There's more to it as far as entertainment value goes than.
You didn't have $1 worth of entertainment making fun of this movie.
I think the thing that pissed me off the most was this guy just fucking jacking himself off.
That's what makes a great movie.
I hate Mary Sue shit.
And like badass Mary Sue, not just people like I always say the right thing. I'm the good person. I change these lives. No, it's just like how fucking cool I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it. And I didn't want to give them credit, but honestly, I think budget falls into it for me a lot too,
Oh, yeah.
where like you had a budget in Turbulence. Like you should know better.
And in Double Cross.
Yeah.
I think in retrospect, maybe after I see the edit, I'll like this better, but there was a part of me that really wanted to hate it.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me that realistically understands that it's not the worst thing we've watched.
Oh, I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was bad, but
I'm kind
I
of sad
had fun
I gave,
watching it.
I'm kind of sad I gave Turbulence as high as I did because it was so.
I hate
good.
Turbulence.
It was so
I
bad.
can.
You fucking hate Turbulence.
I will never watch that movie again.
Yeah. I have to.
Yay!
Hey.
Well, that was it, everybody.
This has been
Thanks for
episode
hanging
4.
out.
How do we end this?
Done.
That works.